As a child, it's really funny why I started writing songs,
Yeah.
actually, because I was born in Belgium and my parents were there. So 0 to 3, I was there.
Yeah.
And then when we came back, they had this whole stack of records.
Yeah.
And they had these cassettes that they had recorded radio, French radio, Flemish radio.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had a lot of that. And for me, even English sounded like French.
Right.
Because I didn't know
Yeah.
the accent that well. So, like if you would hear Boney M, I just knew the hook lines. The rest of it I didn't know, but I always wanted to sing along.
Right. Yeah.
So I would write my
yeah.
own lyrics till it
I get it. Yeah.
came to like Kadakti Dhoop Chale Hum Sab aur Hum Sab Gaye the Part-Time Lover. So I started writing lyrics just to like fit the meter
Yeah.
and get to the hook line. And then I thought like I'm writing random words, I should make a story out of it. Then I started making stories out of those songs. And I think I was writing songs very early in school just so that I could sing along. So I think one point in my life I should cut a Hindi version of Boney M. Abba.
You have to do that. I mean, that's where you're coming from. Yeah, that's amazing.
I
man.
think that's why I started writing songs. And then and slowly I've been doing it for so many years, it's now found a new meaning.
Yeah, you just get better at it. In fact, it starts off with you writing something really that sucks. So I remember writing my very first tune when I was I must have been 16, I think, or 17. Yeah, I was 17, and the whole Sapphire's college contingent had come to Xavier's from Malhar, and there was this.
Malhar is a Xavier's.
It's a Xavier's college festival. So the girls from Sapphire College had come to Xavier's College, and I completely fell for this one girl with light green eyes, and she was a Parsi anyway, and that's where I was like, this is how I can express something to her, and I wrote this song for her.
You would remember the chords now, I think.
I can't remember it. I just can't. It's just gone now.
It's A minor.
It's not. It wasn't a sad song. I'm sure it actually.
Pick up the guitar. Try. You pick up the guitar. Close your eyes. You'll remember a chord.
No. It's like like green eyes. Just green eyes. Something about green eyes, and it was a really. Well, it was a sweet song. Perhaps too many cliches in there, But then
release it now. It'll be a hit. All the hit songs.
I'm sure now I can release anything and people will be like, oh wow, this is gold.
Yeah.
But I wrote that for her, and I think I actually got the chance to play it for her at some point, but by then she'd already had a boyfriend from another guy who was also at Malhar. It doesn't matter. It's a very complicated story.
Song about that.
Then like most of my songs became about like heartbreak and all of that. The first song was like it was all very, very happy. It's like this could happen.
Yeah.
And after that I was like, damn, why is it that every time I feel this way, it all goes down? And I think there were two things that really changed, my like life in terms of songwriting, two impactful events rather. One was really listening to Jeff Buckley's music. And this also happened when I was in Oman in my last job, my third job, which really turned it around, and I was like, you can do this with music. Like, I didn't realize someone could marry the complexity of the underlying like chord structure with lyrics flying over it. And I was like, I haven't heard that kind of approach to it.
You got that kind of flow in your songs as well. Your words just like float over the melody, and it's got a flowy feeling.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've had a touch of that before also, and then a friend of mine told me like at that point he's like, you remind me of Jeff Buckley. I said, who's Jeff Buckley? And when I heard this, it was like a catalyst. It kind of just it just elevated.
So where's that friend now?
He's. It is, but usually what I do is I come in with an idea.
Okay.
I always take an option of maybe 2 ideas.
So that's your homework.
Yeah, and I like to call them pre-chorus ideas, because the thing is, if you commit to, like, say, okay, you have verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge usually in most songs, right? And if you say, okay, I'm going in with this sounds like a really strong chorus, then you're just committed to this. Now, what do we do? And if the other writer says, "Hey, I don't think it's strong enough
And
as
that's
a chorus,"
also a big hurt to your ego.
Yeah,
You didn't like
exactly.
my chorus.
So what I go in is I go in there and I say, okay, here's something. I have this tune. I think it's a pre-chorus, you know, because it
That
feels
could
like,
lead. It's almost like a melody that could lead into something
Yes.
really exciting.
or we could write something that leads into it and then leads to a chorus.
Nice.
So like I usually enter in with pre-chorus ideas.
That's a very good tip.
And
I'm gonna steal that idea.
yeah, it's yours now. So and then it's like you have to know what you want to write about. But you know what happens is with these writers, especially the guys in the US and in the UK, before you start writing, you don't just get in there and start writing. It's like you guys have to have a conversation about where you are in your life, where I am, what is the thing is on your mind right now. That takes like an hour and a half just to you just talk about stuff generally, and then you'll understand what this person wants to write about, what they're thinking and everything, and the song starts out from there and naturally, you know.
And
you
this
get
happened
into
with me. Like the one time I co-wrote a song with Prateek Kuhar. He had this pre-chorus idea actually.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it was exactly the same.
Right.
And we spent some time together and we had nothing in common, and I was shitting bricks that I don't know, we're not going to be able to write anything.
Yeah.
And then the idea came and I had the lyrics in 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
And it was about how stupid it is being an independent musician.
What was the song called?
Dil Be Parwah.
Dil Pe Parwar. I remember this one.
The song is
Yeah.
about how the world is going to tell you it's a stupid idea,
Yeah.
but to hell with the world.
To help
Yeah.
with the world, because if you listen to everything that people around you tell you, you know, most of the good things that you see in the world wouldn't have happened because.
So what was the last bad idea you got from someone?
Well, I think the last bad idea was when I was signed in the UK to with the big label. They wanted to change my sound around.
Really?
Yeah, they wanted to bring in the Indian element, but too strongly.
Oh shit.
So let's put in the tablas there. Or their idea of Indian incorporation is what the Beatles did in India in the 60s, which was putting tabla and sitar and pretty much whatever and everything. But that was the sound back then. So over there, they still feel the same way that this is Indian music. You know, you got to have a tabla or a sitar. And if you look at it, a lot of modern day like Bollywood songs or whatever use Western instrumentation. They don't even use tablas and sitars.
But someone who did that amazingly was Gold Spot. They used they used a crazy like 60s string section, which is very typical to India.
Right.
And then they infused it with like, have you heard the song Friday?
No, I haven't actually.
You should listen to it. But the opening of it could be a background score from a Hindi movie.
Right.
And then it just turns into a song that could be your song.
Yeah.
And you should listen to it, and then make that song and hit it up with them.
Right.
It's
right.
because they don't know better. They don't know about how vast is Indian music.
Yeah.
But with your music, I think a crazy string section that could even be Middle Eastern, because for them it'll be Indian.
Yeah, for them it's all.
Yeah, like how Sting did it in one of his songs, Desert
Rose. Yeah.
And
That is Middle Eastern.
Yeah. So, but it's just like you have that vocal quality like Sting. Not that I don't want it like I want to say they're different, but there's a that could work really well for you. This idea just came to me. And now thanks to Radio City.
Now we've exchanged ideas. You can take the pre-chorus idea.
Yeah.
I will take this idea. Yeah.
And Radio City is going to claim some royalty on
10%. Okay. We'll send you guys 10%.